What's up, everybody? So one of the things I get from clients all the time is, can I do more? Or this looks very simple. One of those two things. And what I want to do is give an example of how something that looks very simple on paper could actually be very, very complex, because it is. So on the left of me here, you can see something looks very simple on paper here. Bench press, incline dumbbell press, slight incline dumbbell fly, supersetted with the X press down. Here's your rep ranges. Here's your rate of perceived exertion, which just pretty much means how hard the set should be each set. You'll see the RPE chart that I'll post in the picture next and be able to read and see what the RPE chart looks like. And now, to the right of me, you can see the same exact workout which I did today that is actually very, very complicated. Now, with that bench press, here's all the warm-up sets. Starting at 20 reps, going all the way down to 1 rep. The reason that I did this here is you want to warm up the muscle, but also prime your nervous system. But the thing with that is you want to prime your nervous system without fatiguing your muscle. Hence why the last warm-up set was only 1 rep, 2 reps, 3 reps, 5 reps. None of these things are exerting me. They're just getting my body used to load. Now, moving on to the working sets. 315 for 8, finished off at an RPE of 8.5, which means I could have got 2 to 3 reps roughly. Now, second set, after the 3 minutes rest, RPE 9, meaning I probably could have got 1 more rep. That's about it. Now, the last set, I knew that I was going to fail, and normally I would never suggest failing on a bench press, but I had a spotter here with me today. Also, I'm very comfortable with the weights that I'm using. I know my body and know how I feel based on the day, so I decided to make this jump. Went up to 340, got 5 reps, RP of 10, because again, I had a spotter. Now, going to the slight incline dumbbell press, same thing, 3 minutes rest. RP is a little bit different because it's a safer exercise at a 9 to 10, which means I could have maybe gotten 1 more on the first 2 sets, and then on the last set, I want to go to failure within the 6 to 10 rep range. Now, in order to do that, you're going to have to adjust load a little bit. At the first set, I started at 200 pounds for 8 reps. That's an RPE of 9. Now, second set, I had to drop the weight just slightly in order to still get my desired rep range of 8 reps. Again, RPE 9, but this time at 190 pounds total. Set 3, again, I had to do the same thing. Drop the weight 10 pounds, got my 8 reps at an RPE of 10. I managed to get to failure just how I wanted to. Now, doing this, very hard unless you know your body. It comes down to just training experience. Doing these same type of workouts for a few weeks at a time so I really know where my loads are. And also there's a feel aspect to it. The longer you train, the more you'll know your body. And in beginners, this is a difficult thing to really, gain. It takes time. I've been training for 15 years, so it's just going to take time to build. So you might need to do maybe like a warm-up set or 2 here to really get, acclimated to the exercise and find where that sweet spot is for weight. And if you're a little off, that's okay. You're going to play with it. You're going to get better with it week to week, which is why we repeat exercises for a few weeks at a time to really get used to them. Now, moving on. Slight incline dumbbell fly, feet up. RP again, 9, 10, just like this exercise up here. Literally the same thing. Had to drop load a little bit set to set in order to get the rep ranges that I wanted, finished off at a failure. Now, I supersetted that with the X press down, which is pretty much just a cable press down variation that I like to do. This one's a little bit different. I did an RPE of 10, 10, 10, 11. Meaning I went to failure on all sets, and on the last set, I went to beyond failure, which I will explain when we get there. Now, set number 1, 20 pounds, got 15 reps, failed at 15. Now, I kept the weight the same the whole time. So obviously if you fail, you're gonna get less reps set to set. That's gonna happen. If it's not, you're not going to failure. Second set, got 12. Third set, got 10. Fourth set, here's that RP of 11, going beyond failure. Now, what does going beyond failure mean? It pretty much means adding intensity techniques. Now with this one, I went with partials. And I would never suggest doing this with an exercise that's not safe. I mean, safety is key. So X press down, again, cable variation, very safe. Not gonna hurt yourself doing it. So on that last set, I managed to get 8 reps. Now, I finished off with 6 partials from the stretch position, and then I held the stretch for 30 seconds at the top, getting a really, really intense burn and taking the set beyond failure. Now, to wrap all of this up, pretty much you can see how something very, very simple is actually very, very complicated when you get into the intricate details of things. And the more you practice with this, the better you'll get. And the key is just being consistent and sticking with something, not being a program hopper, learning your body, and success will come from this. That's that in a nutshell, and I'm out.